Hello developers, welcome to the comprehensive guide on Cursor IDE, the cutting-edge AI-powered code editor that's revolutionizing the way that we write and manage code. My name is Straughter Guthrie, a solutions architect, and I'm here to do a deep dive into Cursor's features, shortcuts, and advanced capabilities. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting your coding journey, this video will show you Cursor can supercharge your productivity and take your coding to the next level. So, what is Cursor IDE? Cursor IDE is not just another code editor. It's a powerful development environment that integrates advanced AI capabilities, powered by your most popular models directly into your workflow. Imagine having an AI assistant that understands your code, suggests improvements, and even writes code for you. That's Cursor in a nutshell. Now, let's go over some key points about Cursor. Cursor is available on Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. It's also understands many different coding languages and supports directly GitHub for version control. Now let's deep dive into Cursor's features and let's show off some of its capabilities. So, real-time suggestions are one of the first ones that I would like to go over. As you type, see, Cursor will start and give you a real-time suggestion. For example, right here it's telling me checkup report equals checkup path dot read text. If I press tab, it will automatically populate that suggestion. So as you see, this isn't just simple autocomplete. The AI understands the context of your code and offers relevant multi-line suggestions. Now let's go over another feature, which would be smart rewrites. Cursor can automatically detect and correct common coding errors, saving you time and reducing bugs. For example, here I have some syntax issues that I'm going to simply select the code, and then once I have that code selected, I'm going to press Control K, or I can just press this edit button right here. And then from there, it should give me a window that will pop up the edit button or the edit instructions tab. And then all I have to do is tell it there are syntax issues here. Can you correct them? And as you see here, it has gone through every single line and made a suggestion and an actual code edit. Now all I have to do is accept these and boom, now we're back in business. Now let's go over the next feature. The next feature is code generation. We're simply going to implement a new feature into this file, this checkup analyzer file, and we're just basically going to describe what we need and watch the magic happen. So in here, usually what I'll do is, so it gets all the context, I'll select all of the text in the file, and then I'll do a Control K edit. In there, I will go ahead and describe what feature that I want. So we're going to add one that validates the input files as they come in before processing them. Okay, and so all we have to do is press Submit Edit and watch the magic happen. So as you see right here, it's decided to put the validate files function right here, or method right here, and then it goes and synchronizes the rest of the code to make sure that there will not be any errors when running this code. So we'll go ahead and accept that, and now we have the new validate file method. Now let's go over multi-line edits. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna refactor multiple lines of this code in order to apply more proper handling and error control. So we're gonna go ahead and select all, get our edit out, and then we're gonna insert our prompt. So our prompt says we're gonna enhance the argument parsing, add more robust error handling, and improve the overall structure of the script. submit edit. So now as you see, it'll go through and it will analyze contextually uh, the structure and the functionality of this code, and then apply those edits uh, uh, respectively. So as you see here, it's gone ahead and refactored most of this code with the context of the entire code base in hand as well, so that it doesn't have any outstanding issues. So now we go ahead and accept this, and we have a new structured uh, CLI script. Briefly, I would like to go over cursor prediction. So this feature predicts where your cursor will move next, making navigation through your code smoother and more intuitive. So yeah, so basically it'll just analyze where your cursor's at, and then it will go ahead and try to make edits based upon where it will go next. So it'll pop up different suggestions lower down in the code. So also, Cursor has chat and contextual assistance. So in here, they have this ability to go ahead and ask questions. So for example, right now I can ask, let's see, how does this repo or how does this code base work? Or here's a better question. How does this file interact with the rest of the code base? Question mark. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a command enter, which will allow it to pull from the entire code base and then answer our question from there, from that contextual understanding. So as it sees here, it goes through a very in-depth description on how this file actually interacts with the rest of the code base and the importance of all the different methods within this file. So basically, using the chat abilities, it gives you the ability to basically chat with a senior developer right in your code base that fully understands your code base entirely. Now, you don't always have to just, control or command enter to speak with your entire code base. You can also ask a simple question to just a single file, and then you can always at your code base. So when you do the at tag, you're allowed this menu in which you're able to select from different options. For example, code base. So you can use your entire code base for context, and then ask a question. All right, and as you see here, it's given us very in-depth insight on how we could enhance this entire repo, specifically this file that we're working on. This also gives you the ability to add different documentation, in which once you add and select the documentation, you can go ahead and add a doc, or you can select for one that's already there. So from right here, you can grab a web page, and then what it'll do is index that web page into the knowledge repository. And then from there on, whenever you tag your docs, it will go ahead and pull that into context and use that for any code generations or rewriting or anything like that. You're also able to use this new tag, or not a new tag, but this tag called web, in which once you tag web, you can ask a question and it will pull from the internet as far as bringing in that context in order to answer your questions or make code changes. So what I'll ask is, are we abiding by best practices? And so what it will do is it will go to the web, as you see here, and find different articles and references on the best practices regarding this specific file. And so it gives us a very in-depth analysis on the best practices and how it lines with the code that we're editing currently. All right, so one of the main things with Cursor are its shortcuts. So in order to get the best out of Cursor, you should first start mastering its shortcuts. So for example, if you do Command Shift L, it will pop up the chat menu. If you do Control K, it'll pop up the edit menu. If you do Control Shift I, it will bring up this new Composer menu, in which in Composer you're able to do multi-file edits. And so I can tell it to, and also I can bring into context different files from the repo as well. So all of these different tools and shortcuts are easily used through Cursor shortcuts. Or I repeat that, but yeah, the shortcuts are very, very important. One other thing, once you're in, there are 3 different modes that are available. In order to do the terminal commands, I found that it's best to use interpreter mode. And in there, you can tell it to create a main.py in the root folder, and also create a or we'll just do that, and just to showcase. Well, we found out that interpreter mode only works with GPT-4. So we'll go ahead and switch to 4.0. Go ahead and auto execute. So as you see here, it's telling us what it will do. It says that we don't have a specific. So again, to quickly refresh, Control K, this is the Swiss Army knife of Cursor commands. Use it to edit code, generate new code, or even execute terminal commands. All right. Also, Control Shift L. It adds specific blocks of code to the context for more precise AI assistance. Control P. It allows for quick file search within your project. Control Shift P. Access to the command palette for various IDE features. Control I. Quickly comment or uncomment Control / quickly or uncomment specific parts of your code. All right, so let's go over the advanced features of Cursor IDE. Cursor IDE supports Composer, and the Composer is a powerful multi-line editing tool. To use it, enable it in Cursor settings under beta features. So we go here, we go to our beta features, and we have this Cursor dropdown. Cursor rules. So let's go over Cursor rules. The Cursor rules file is a powerful way to customize Cursor's AI behavior. So as you can see here, these rules get shown to the AI on all chats and command case sessions. So you can basically put in here the different type of naming conventions, the different type of best practices, and other things to make sure that all the AI generated code aligns with your project perfectly. Now that we've gone over the many different features, let's go over where Cursor really shines. So, number 1, debugging complex issues. So, Cursor shines extremely well in this aspect. If you have a bug deep in your code base and you really don't know what files are causing this, you can simply go to that file where you're having an issue, or just go to the root of your entire code base and ask a question to the entire code base. And then that will allow Cursor to search the code base, find any type of discrepancies, and then answer your question saliently. Implementing new features is also a major way that Cursor shines. If you need to add a new web page or a possible new function, whether that be integrating a RAG solution or anything of that nature, Cursor shines in this aspect. It allows you to add features to the front end and back end seamlessly. You also can use it for code refactoring. You can open up Composer and make consistent changes across files. For example, you can refactor and organize a project by moving functions into separate files as demonstrated. The last thing and the most important thing is that Cursor allows you to learn new languages or frameworks. So if you're working in any type of foreign project that you're not 100% that you're not 100% inclined in, you're able to ask Cursor about any type of functions or naming conventions or methods that you're unfamiliar with, and it will give you an in-depth look on how those actually work. All right, so let's go over some tips to truly master Cursor. So number one, you need to customize your experience. So take your time to go over the Cursor rules and make sure it matches your coding style and project needs. So if you have a specific naming convention that you do across all of your files, you need to go ahead and add that. And if you also have specific methods that you want to use specifically across your files, you need to go ahead and add that there as well. Because Cursor or the models that Cursor uses will definitely vary generation to generation. But as long as you include your specific needs or requirements in the Cursor rules, they will be respected throughout the entire process. All right, number two, practice with shortcuts. The more you use Cursor shortcuts, the more efficient you'll become. So instead of always going to the chat in order to ask questions and to get different edits and stuff like that, you can easily just press Control K wherever you are in your code base and get a quick code edit or generation that you would need on the fly. Number three, leverage AI chat. Do not hesitate to ask the AI for help or explanations. It's here to assist you. And again, it gives you the access to a senior developer on any project that you're working on in any language, even if you're not vested in that language. So please do not be shy and always ask your questions accordingly. Now, the last few things is to stay updated. So Cursor is always evolving, it's always being updated, and new features are constantly being added. In order for you to be up to date and to stay on the cutting edge, you need to always go and check their Twitter, and you should always go to the website and look at the forums, because the forums is where a lot of people post a lot of really neat tricks, tips, and suggestions that they found while using Cursor. So let's wrap all of this up. Cursor IDE is more than just a code editor. It's a powerful AI-driven development environment that can significantly enhance your coding productivity and creativity. By leveraging these AI's features, mastering its shortcuts, and utilizing advanced tools like the Composer and Rules file, you can take your coding to a new heights. I hope this comprehensive guide has given you a deep understanding of Cursor IDE and how it can revolutionize your development workflow. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more in-depth tech tutorials, and share your thoughts and experience with Cursor in the comments below. Happy coding, and until next time, keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI-assisted development.